He says, who then instigated a coup that included false electors, threats to state officials, and an assault on the U.S. Capitol that resulted in 5 deaths and injuries to 174 police officers. That is a false statement just in relation to the number of people that died that day. So let's just get the numbers right. Let's just tell the truth. Let's just get the numbers right. Just like this thing was going on with COVID deaths. Remember when the people that were compiling the statistics, because the people that died who had COVID, and one of the best examples of that is if someone had COVID and they got killed in a motorcycle accident, it would be listed, or many times was listed in that kind of situation, that the cause of death was COVID, to like beef the numbers up and make things worse than they really were. So of course that is not right. And listen, here's something that I've learned. You got reasonable people. What reasonable people understand to be true. What reasonable men read. We've heard that in relation to contracts and things that are that are documented that are going to hold up in court. Even if they don't understand the law and have been to law school or understand legal jargon, what reasonable men read, what you would understand something to be. So let me keep going with this. But yeah, just talking about, and you may find some other things, other problems in this, but just talking about the number of people that died on that day, because there was one person that died, and this thing is saying 5. So let's go in and break this down a little, because I didn't know much about this or where this was coming from. So I just did a Google search. This is what Google said back to me when I asked the question, how many people died on January 6th? That was a question I asked, and what I got back was one person, Ashley Babbitt, died as a direct result of an injury, a gunshot wound, sustained on January 6th at the U.S. Capitol. 4 other people also died on that day or the day after in connection to the events, but not from injuries in the way the question implies. Assuming that I'm implying something, I just asked that question. What Reich is implying is that Trump is connected to that and it's his fault, which I'm going to read some details about these other deaths. You may or may not already know. If you already know, I'm preaching to the choir, okay? And if you do already know, I will say this to you. Keep pushing back when you know something not to be true. Or I looked into this to see, was there something that I didn't know that was reported about this? Let me find out. So do your research, push back on the lies. And I'm talking about this today because people like Reich keep bringing it up, and some left-wing people and some centrists or contrarians keep bringing it up. It's a dead and gone and a back issue, but it's important that we remember history correctly and remember it in the right way. Because this man said the day before, I want people to show up with a peaceful protest. Make sure that you're peaceful. That's it. I never saw him saying to force your way into the building or to become violent or disruptive in any way. But anyway, getting back to this. This is what Google said in AI mode. One person, Ashley Babbitt, died as a direct result of an injury sustained on the 6th at the U.S. Capitol. 4 other people also died on that day or the day after in connection to the events, but not from injuries in the way the question implies. Brian Sicknick, a Capitol police officer, died the day after the attack. The medical examiner determined the cause of death to be natural causes. 2 strokes. That's rough. He had 2 strokes on that day, though the stress of the riot was noted as a contributing factor.